jumping into why I get to talk to you guys today, what would be something, like, when you're filming a movie, there's always, like, a day or two that probably sticks out in your brain, like, memorable moment from filming. For making this project, is there something that really sticks out in both your brains, like, about maybe a day someone did pranks, getting to work with someone, a huge fuck-up?
Yes. Multiple. We had
There were a lot of pranks.
I think in filming, we had many moments. Sophie and I obviously had a lot of fight choreography together. So there were a lot of like accidental misses to the face and ducking the punches and like misunderstanding with that. But I think Offset, there was a moment where we were shooting in Perry?
In Perry.
Perry, Georgia. And that's like kind of middle of nowhere. And we were staying in a Best Western. And it was rather terrifying after like, well, really at any time, but like mainly after like 8 o'clock. Yeah. And for some reason we chose to like have a scary movie marathon. And it turned out to be the best / worst night of our life.
We got so freaked out.
So freaked out.
And the boys were the most freaked out.
Toby and Gabe were definitely the most freaked out. We were fine the whole time.
I definitely have to ask, what were the movies?
The Conjuring, Mama.
I forgot we watched Mama. And Sinister?
Sinister. And there was one more. What was it?
I only remember The Conjuring because of
the window
then the
thing.
curtain started like blowing.
It was awful.
And there was no wind. Oh my god.
I actually, I give a lot of credit to Conjuring. I think that's a really underrated film.
Really good movie.
It freaked me
Terrifying.
out. Yeah.
What was her name like? Albaba. Alpha. You know, the evil witch. What's her name?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think that was it.
There's something about high school movies that every generation...
Are not like The Conjuring.
Yeah, exactly. But the high school genre is like a genre unto itself. And one of the things I really dig about the movie is how you sort of bring in all the other high school movies and they're all relevant to this story. Talk a little bit about that if you don't mind, and do you have a favorite high school film?
I think we have multiple favorite high school films, and I think what's so awesome about them all sort of being mentioned and sort of relating to our film is that each high school movie, I guess, has very similar themes that are very relatable and very universal. And I think the story sort of never gets old, and especially with this movie, anyone can watch it, any age, and there's something in it for them. But yeah, we've got a list of them that we love.
Yeah, and I mean, also this movie is just like, it has so many genres going on all at once. I mean, romantic comedy, and then like action comedy, drama. I mean, I think there are so many bits of different movies that, like Kyle said earlier with like the suck and blow thing, like he'd take, you know, the shots from maybe like Clueless that they did with the suck and blow, and implement that into our film, and then just like little things, and there's a lot of references as well to other films as well. A lot of shout outs.
Yeah, any film that brings up Mean Girls is okay in my book.
Yeah, right?
It's automatically a favorite.
Yeah,
I agree.
Do you have, obviously we just mentioned Mean Girls, but you know, Breakfast Club, there's a laundry list of high school movies.
Yeah.
When you're making a movie like this, do you sit down and make sure you've watched all the others you haven't seen, the ones that are being referenced, or had you seen them all prior to filming?
There were a few that were mentioned in the script that I hadn't seen that I went and watched, which were fun. You know, it's fun to kind of get in the mindset of obviously what is inspiring this being made. So yeah, there were a couple, but I had seen most of them, like Breakfast Club, Mean Girls, Clueless, Tell Things I Hate About You, 16 Candles. There were a few that...
All the classics.
Yeah.
What was the movie when you were younger?
Oh, sorry.
Train!
There's a train!
The good news is it wasn't me. I've had my phone go off before.
Mine happened. Mine did happen to me today.
Did
It's
it?
never happened
That's
before.
not good.
What was the movie or show or the thing in the entertainment industry for both of you that got you saying, I really want to do this? Like, this is what my passion as well.
I don't know if it was like one particular thing for me. I think, well, actually, I personally, like, I don't personally enjoy watching the movies that much or watching TV that much. I prefer just like acting in them. So when I was younger and I just went to like a local youth theatre, that was what I enjoyed rather than like watching the end product. I don't know. Weird.
My cousin was in a commercial, and I sat in front of the TV with whatever channel it was meant to play on until it played, and it did, and I ran to my mom and said I really want to be in commercials. So somehow that got me here.
It's funny to ask you guys this question because you're both clearly, older actors. But what was who was the person when you were younger that you were obsessed with, like the kid crush?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like acting crush or like?
Yeah, like actor or actress, like the person you had a poster of, or you're like, I have to see everything that person has done.
Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon was huge, and Natalie Portman in The Professional.
Oh my god,
those were like
in The Professional.
Yeah.
The moment I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I was just like, Jack Nicholson is everything to me.
Everything.
I can't argue with that. What is the can't miss TV show you guys both have right now?
I don't know. Game of Thrones. I really like Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yes.
No, there is a TV show that I watch and I can't remember what it is.
Oh wow, it must be a great show.
It's huge.
It's huge. Never mind. I don't remember.
You've both been in a number of things. Have you borrowed, because I know you wouldn't actually take anything home from set.
Never.
You would just borrow it.
Just borrow.
Do you have any things that you've borrowed from projects you've been involved with?
Haley took a baby.
What?
A dummy baby.
That was... I did take it.
That was on the night that we watched The Conjuring. Haley.
I played this awesome prank, and I don't even know that I can try and explain it because it just won't do it justice. But
No.
We were shooting some of the scenes that we shot in this movie were shot at a oh gosh,
it was like a military base.
Yeah, no,
But
it was like a testing grounds for
like plane crashes.
yeah, for what's the word I'm looking for?
Test pilots?
No, it'll come to me. But anyway, where we were shooting, they had mocked a plane crash, and they had I'm still looking for that word. They had dummies, people life size, weight, everything. I don't know. It was this whole crash course test thing to see what would happen or whatever. And they had all these bodies laying on the ground, and there was a little baby. This is not going in the direction it needs to be going in. This is why I said I shouldn't be explaining this story. But I played a prank with this little baby, and it went great.
It's freaked us out
Yeah.
massively.
That actually sounds like it could be a very cool prank.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
How did we get here? What was your question?
Oh, do you ever borrow or
Right.
steal
Okay.
things
Well,
from set?
I actually ended up with so many pairs of socks from Barely Lethal. Literally, just all the socks, and they had polka dot socks and a bunch of different printed
Really?
socks from when I did that high school stuff. So, I came home with it. I borrowed a lot of socks.
I don't think I took anything from the Barely Lethal set.
It's okay. You didn't need to.
No.
I want to ask you also, before I run out of time, the success of Pitch Perfect 2.
Yes.
What has it been like for you? Because obviously the movie, everyone knew it was going to be big, but I
Right.
think it's done a little more than people expected, possibly.
Yeah, it's so crazy, obviously, hearing the girls talk about how they kind of, sort of, not really expected the success of the first movie. So to be a part of this one, it's it's kind of the same thing. I guess they kind of expected it to be big, but it just kind of exceeded every sort of, everything, expectation. So it's really just kind of, I've never really been a part of anything like this, so it's really awesome to be a part of this success.
When I spoke to Elizabeth for the movie, I of course asked her about a third one, and she smiled and said,
Smiled and winked.
No, she's like, well, of course we're thinking about it, but we're not going to, it's something we're going to get to assuming
Right.
the movie's a hit. So have you called her and been like, so we're going to do a third one?
I
right?
actually have. Really? I'm like, so, when's number 3? And she's like, well, and then that was it. But yeah, no, it's obviously, again, it's,
Totally.
it's out there, but I think there's a lot that has to be done in order to make that happen again for a third time. But I'd be honored to be a part of it for sure.
I would imagine that will definitely happen. I need to shift over to your left left, right? I'm like, I can't. Obviously, I'm incredibly excited for X-Men.
Me too. I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah, no. I mean, X-Men is, please, Brian.
Oh, man.
Brian doing this thing again. What was it like? Because we've seen photos. You know, the internet is very kind to us.
Yes, they are.
What was it like filming so far? Are you done? I mean, what's the experience been like?
I am.
Tell us everything.
I'll tell you every single part of this plot. I'm like midway through. It's a lot of fun. I really can't say much, but it's a lot of fun being able to. So basically, yeah, I know, right? Oh my god! I just went.
Wow.
Basically, it's very exciting to be able to play the younger versions in the 80s of these amazing characters that people like Famke and James
so cool.
have portrayed so well in the past, and it's just really exciting. They have like a whole new challenge, and you figure out how they became the way they are. It's good, and Brian's the best.
No, he makes some really good movies.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, follow up on that. What was your reaction the first time Kinberg or Brian gave you the script and you're reading it? What was the, you know what I mean? The reaction the first time you read it?
Yeah, I got through it in like an hour, which I'm a very slow reader, but that was pretty quick for me. I got through it in like an hour, and it was like insane. I called up my mom. I was like, "Mom, I have to tell you everything." It was so exciting because.
And then when you got it, you were flying when the news was announced.
Yeah.
I remember I was with someone
I remember you texted me.
I was with someone who knew someone else who got a part in the movie. And I was like, what about Sophie? And then I was texting Sophie and they weren't going through. And I was like, oh my god, what's happening? And then she was flying. She landed. And probably had like 92 texts from me being like,
I know. She was the first person to text me to be like, well done.
So basically friendships do happen on movie sets.
Oh my god.
On that note, congratulations on the film. Thank you both so much for answering my questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me hit